this speed paint video is more of like a kind of a 3-in-1, if you will, if you want to be optimistic about it. Not that anyone's watching this video. But it's a 3-in-1, but only one of these really comes to fruition. Only one of these I actually finish. The first one was really just like just a simple doodle to have, also as a recording test, because I figured out pro mode on my camera, so that way, basically I couldn't figure out how to turn autofocus off on the auto camera section, so I just Googled how to use the pro camera, and now I have the manual focus slider, so that way anytime I change my tripod, I have it further from me or closer to the table, then I use the little slider thing. That's also why I had a toothpick on, just to focus in, because it'll zoom in and show you if it's clear or not, and I love that. So here, okay, so the problem with the first actual thing is that I had the thumbnail, like I sketched a little thumbnail on a post-it note that you saw, and I hung it up so I could like look at it as a reference, but I wasn't using like an actual reference photo in terms of my anatomy, or basically in terms of my anatomy. I didn't have any anatomical references, and so trying to get it to look right on the paper without using a reference, it wasn't going anywhere. I gave up at some point. Trying to get everything in the right place without it looking too weird, it wasn't happening. That was day one. Was the little sketch, the thumbnail, and then the failure of a piece. And then I go to work one day, and my head is starting to hurt a little, but it's fine. I finish work, I go home, and I'm fucking dying. I had the worst headache that I've had in a long time. When I was little, I had headaches more frequently, but not as bad as this. This headache was like, I had to take a shower in the dark. I didn't know what else to do. Like, I was kind of nauseous, but not really, and just disoriented. I felt like my brain was just gonna melt out of my ears or something like that. It was like all over my head. It was sharp and painful. I was trying to just sleep it off, but normally I can sleep off headaches because I don't really like taking headache medication, so I can sleep off headaches. Not with this one. When I would wake up, I would feel okay, but the more I moved around, the worse it got again. I took some headache medication, and then I took a shower in the dark, and then I decided to draw out this image that I had thought of while my head was exploding. It's just this head exploding in color, and so I'm kind of glad with how well this turned out in terms of the pain I went through to think of this image. I mean, it's not an especially spectacular image, but I do like that I finished it. Like, I won't finish things if I feel like it's going nowhere. Like you saw with the earlier one. If I feel like it's not going anywhere, it's not looking good now, and it's not gonna look good at the end, then I cut it off early. And so it's, again, with my any watercolor piece I have, it's really more for fun. I know there's like techniques you're supposed to use, like you're supposed to start light and then go dark, but for me I'll do whatever I want. This is my Nintendo palette. I'm trying to see where I put it now. Ooh. I mean, it's somewhere. I put things like on my desk. Because I would show you now my Nintendo palette. It's really cool. What I did get was a can of white Rust-Oleum, so I can spray the top and actually use it as a palette. Because really, one thing you can notice, and if you know anything about watercolor painting, this might drive you crazy, but I keep forgetting to activate my colors, and then I just take colors straight from the palette and put it on my paper. And in some cases I do mix on the palette, but the chrome made it really hard to see. So, oh, I see it. It's this boy. I got it at Hot Topic for $4.50, and I ate the mints in one day. Yeah, so I haven't painted it yet, or spray painted it yet, so to speak. But I did clean it off, so I could just tape the sides and paint it white, and I will have my I'll have like a proper mixing palette for my watercolor palette. This is supposed to be a travel palette. And so I'm also supposed to have a binder clip because you can clip these two together. You can, I had a travel brush I could stick in there, but the packaging was really weird for it. So the tip kind of went, I'll draw it. I'm not talking about the video, but like this is thoughts about the palette in the video, which is really, that was another thing about here is, do I need to fix the palette or anything? And aside from the fact that I hadn't used it in so long, I kind of forgot where some colors were. So like here I have a lamp black. Okay, I have a lamp black, a different cooler type of black that has more blue tones, and then a purple. So they all look black at first glance, but I have them in different spots because that's the way I try to group my palette, is I try to group them with colors I would use. So with my earth colors kind of go to one, and then more vibrant colors go in the middle, and then colors I don't really use ended up on the side, kinda. And then I have one empty space that I actually have a tube of Daniel Smith iridescent watercolor that I did try to use on the background at one point. So, oh, but the brush I was talking about, it kind of, it's a round brush by Winsor & Newton, but the packaging made the tip kind of get bent. So I was like, I could use it anyways. No, I couldn't. One day I will buy a proper travel watercolor brush, but they are kind of expensive. My fucking chair. Sitting on this kind of scares me because the legs are getting splayed and I'm gonna fall down one day, and then I'll buy a bar stool, but I don't have money to do that right now. Oh, I have a new hat though, because I was talking about just looking at stuff on Pokemon.com. I sent a picture of the basket to this group chat I'm in, and then my friend was like, I bought you the hat! And I was like, I bought her a t-shirt in return because I had money at the time, or had more money at the time, but it hasn't come in yet. It's off topic, that's what it is. And so, well, I kind of want to make a whole video just about this. Burnt umber falls out. I don't have, see, the thing is, I don't have Prussian blue in here, because at the time I didn't have enough empty watercolor things. You know, I'm going to make a live stream video about this where I figure out what color do I take out to put Prussian blue in. Although Prussian blue also likes to fall out of its palette, but when you have, when you put paper towel in it, like a Vivo towel that you're supposed to use for watercolor in it, then it's not so much problem. You just have to let your palette dry. Like what I need is like parchment paper to put over the palette. I'm not sure if this will work. And then I'll put everything else on top of it, because when your palette is wet and then you put paper towel over that, it's not a really good combination. And if you don't have time to let it all dry, that's another problem. But yeah, so here we are, kind of closer to the end of the video. I should have retaken this photo. I should have edited it because it comes out a lot more warm, but thanks for watching.